Okay. So upper camel case is what? Whenever you are creating classes, okay, in JavaScript, this is how you create. Okay, so this is the syntax. So class space class name, say class space animal. This is how you create. So why we are using lower camel case for variables and upper camel case for classes or maybe other things? It is just to differentiate so that it is easier to understand. Anyone who looks at this particular variable name can easily understand. Okay, this has to be a variable. Why? We are using lower camel casing. So lower camel casing is for variables. Upper camel casing is for classes. Okay, so this is how we create a variable with a constant. Why? This birth year is not supposed to change. Okay, that is why I'm using the const keyword. Okay, so my first preferred choice is always use the const keyword, not let. If something might change in the future, then only I'll use let. Otherwise, I will start with const only. This is how we create a variable in JavaScript, a constant variable. But what if I try to change the value? Is JavaScript going to let me? So can I do this? Birth year equal to 1991. Looks like I'm not getting any error. JavaScript is not flagging any error. Okay, what is going to happen? Let me just run it. I'm selecting only these two lines. It means I'm ignoring everything else. Click on the play button. See, assignment to constant variable. That is the error that I get if I try to modify the behavior. I try to modify a variable that is constant. So constant variables are not supposed to change. And this is the error that I get. So let me just copy it and I store it here. This is how I really like to study, because as I'm revising stuff, I don't want to rerun every single line of code. So what I need to usually do, this is something you can even try if you like it, right? Whenever you are running any piece of code, whenever you are getting the output, copy the output and paste it right inside. So that if you're revising stuff maybe 2 days later, you don't have to re-execute this code again, right? You can easily see, okay, this is the error that you get, okay, which is for your quick revision. So it's a pretty cool tip actually. Now, this is how we create constants. Okay. Another example of constant, real use cases of constant. So some of you might have heard this variable called pi, right? When you were a kid, right? So you must have heard this particular term called pi. Pi is for circles. Okay. So whenever you want to calculate the area of a circle, how do we calculate? Pi r square. Some of you might remember it, some of you might have forgotten. I was not good with math. I never scored 100. Unfortunately, never. I don't know why. So if we want to calculate the circumference of a circle, how do you do? 2 pi r. So this pi is kind of a constant. Okay. So how do you create pi if I want to store in JavaScript? Tell me guys, should I use let? Should I use const? Simple question. What do you guys think?
Constant.
Const.
Constant.
Now tell me, is JavaScript difficult, guys? How we are learning? Is it difficult? Not at all. JavaScript is damn simple thing. Why? Because firstly, I keep on telling myself so that my brain starts believing it. The more I keep on saying, the more I start believing it. And I'll tell you the same thing again and again and again. JavaScript is easy. Why? JavaScript is easy. Okay. Now, how do you create constant? This is how I do. Const I equal to 3.1416. This is how I do. And notice something. This pi. Now you must be wondering how come Piyush is using this lower camel case here, but is using all caps here, because this pi is kind of a global constant. My birth year is not a global constant. This is a constant only for me, specific to one person, which is me. But this pi is a global constant. Everybody recognizes it. So whenever we are talking about a global constant, use the completely upper camel case, not upper camel case. This is all uppercase. Okay, this is called as upper camel case. Okay, this is called as lower camel case, and this is called all uppercase. Okay, this is how you create a global constant. Just to tell people, anyone who looks at this variable can understand, okay, this is all in uppercase. It has to be a global constant. Okay, so it is all about telling people. So you're trying to make your life easy. Okay, so these are some good practices that we are learning actually. Okay, oh, I didn't see the time actually. It is 10:10. So let me stop it here. Okay, so now I'm opening up for questions now. So I'll stop my screen share and now it is all up to you for asking me questions. Oh, I still see 40 people still here. Glad to see. Okay, now what you need to do is just raise your hands, because we'll all start talking one by one. It will be very difficult. So just raise your hands, right? And I'll give you a good opportunity to speak and ask me questions, whatever you may have. Yes, please. You can raise your hands if you have any questions related to our course, related to the classes, related to the content. Or maybe if you want to ask my real birthday, you can still ask me. I'm not going to tell you. But yeah, still, you can ask me whatever you want. Okay, Nidhi. Yeah, Nidhi.
Yes, Piyush. So actually, I'm little confused that while you were coding, so the left side there were config file and lot of files. So
Uh,
few files has that .js and few files had .ts. So
hmm,
my question is like, should it not be just JS since we are writing the JavaScript code? Or
exactly. So
Mhm.
Nidhi, it totally depends because this particular project that I have created, okay, let me just share my screen again. So that's a pretty good question. So, okay, I'll reshare my screen. I hope it is visible now, Nidhi.
Yes.
Okay, so see, this is a TypeScript project. How do I know it is a TypeScript project? Just because, just look at your config file.
Mhm.
If your playwright config file is ending with .ts, it means this entire project is a TypeScript project. Now, even if it is a TypeScript project, nobody is stopping you that you cannot create a JavaScript file. You can create. JavaScript is not stopping. TypeScript is not stopping. All it simply means is whenever you are using a TS file, it simply means now you have to follow the restrictions imposed by the TypeScript. That's it. You can freely use JavaScript. Even in a JavaScript folder, suppose if it was a .js, you can still create a .ts file like this. Yes, I've seen it. You can try it out. Like you were messaging me, I think you were only talking to me on WhatsApp, right?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So you have some 8 months of this is what you were
Mhm.
mentioning on WhatsApp that you have
Yes.
8 months of experience, right? So
Yes.
what I would suggest is like try this in your particular project. If it is a JavaScript project, try creating a TypeScript file. You should be able to create it.
Mm-hmm.
If it is a TypeScript project, you can still create a JavaScript file. Okay, nothing
Okay.
stopping you.
Mhm.
Any further questions?
Yeah, one more question. Like you were telling like some dependencies. So what was that?
Okay,
Like, mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah.
dependency means what? Okay, this is a very heavy word. I know for new people, this is something kind of scary. But dependency simply means, right, in very simple terms, this is an external file that I want to install. Okay, so if I talk about my computer does not know anything about Playwright. If I want to instruct my computer that, hey, I want you to run Playwright test, how will it run? It knows nothing about Playwright. So I need to tell my computer, this is Playwright, this is how you need to run it. How do I tell my computer? By writing this dependency here first, and then after running a command, npm install. So npm install will do what? It will go to npmjs.com and fetch what all dependencies I am writing here. If there are two dependencies, note this VS Code is going to fetch these two dependencies or external packages from this website npm.js and look into this node modules folder and store it here. So if you see, @playwright is stored here. And what are the other dependencies? I did not install it. These are called as the transitive dependencies or the indirect dependencies, because in order to run this particular dependency, okay, so what happens is @playwright internally requires this and this and this, right? I did not do it. Automatically, NPM is doing everything for me. So NPM is a pretty smart, Maven, right? Some of you might be aware. What is Maven? It is called as dependency management tool. Same thing is NPM. NPM is what? Node package manager. Package is what? A dependency. What is dependency? Any third-party library or software that you want to install so that you can reuse it. Okay, that is the meaning of dependency. I hope that makes things clearer, Nidhi.
Yes. Yes, Piyush. Thank you.
No worries. So I've seen Naresh has raised his hand. So yes, yes, Naresh, feel free to
Yeah,
ask.
the recordings you said you'll be providing, right? So is there any validity for that? Like we can access lifetime or how?
If you want, we can introduce validity, but for now there is no validity. So this,
Okay.
yeah,
And one more question, like just now you said pi, right? So I
correct,
const pi with the small letters I mentioned, and if I run that console.log, I can able to print the pi value, even though with small letter. So
correct. Yeah,
it,
you can use pi also like this. See, nobody's
yeah.
stopping you. You can
Okay.
use console log pi. You will get the same output. So output wise, it is nothing. It is no, there's no difference. See,
Yeah.
whether you use small case, whether you use uppercase, the output is exactly the same. And yeah, you see, here I'm using uppercase, here I'm using lowercase. So this is not allowed because JavaScript is
Case
case
sensitive.
sensitive. Exactly, same like Java. Now if I run this code, again I'll get the same output. So it is only for us humans. This is only for humans to understand that
Okay.
this is a global constant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi,
One
Question.
Piyush.
more
Khatib
question.
this side.
Yes, Kadeep.
Is there any difference between local constant, means constant, and global constant, means
It is
in term?
okay, it is just to make things easier. Like I was talking about birth year, right? So birth year is my birth year. Your birth year, let's say your birth year is 1995. My birth year says 1991. Okay, so your birth year is not supposed to change. But do I really know your birth year? No. Do you really know my birth year? No. Is it global? No. Okay, so this is normal constant, which is not supposed to change. Other people, okay, outside your home does not know this particular term, your birth year. But this is a variable everybody in the world knows about it. That is what I call as global constant. So technically, there is no difference between constant and global constant. It is just to make things more clearer. I hope it makes sense.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So yes, any more? Okay. So I see some more people have raised their hands. Okay. So Nidhi, you still have questions? I see your hands raised.
No, Piyush. Let me just.
Okay. No worries. So, okay. I see the next person, that is Naresh. Okay. Yes, Naresh. You have some questions?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm
You are done. Perfect. So next is Madhumita. Yes,
Hello.
Madhumita. Yes,
Hey,
Madhumita.
hi Piyush. Yeah, I have a couple of questions on this camel caching. So, what camel caching do we use for declaring the function name?
Uh, okay, whether it is a function name, whether it is a variable name, whether it is an array, whether it is an object, every time we are going to use this lower camel casing. This is something we have to use. Why? It is a good practice. That's it. JavaScript does not enforce it. It is only a good practice. Can I create it like this? Can I do it like this? Yes, you can. JavaScript is not stopping you. Okay, but this is not a good practice. Why? If other people look into your code, they will get confused. They will think it is a class. Why? Upper camel case is only for classes, like I've told you, right? So it is only a good practice. Is it fine now?
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, I have another question,
Yes, please.
which is, can you give me another example of global constant? In like you have given an example as pi. Can you
Right.
give
And
another example?
absolutely. So if I talk about how many days in a week we have, simple question. What do you think, Madhumita? Sorry, silly
Mm-hmm.
question I'm asking. But how many?
Yeah, 7 days.
7.
7 days a week.
7 days in a week. Okay. Whether you stay in
Mhm.
India, whether you stay in US, the answer is going to be the same. Correct?
Yeah.
Right. Now, what do you think? Is
Mhm.
the number of days in a week, is it global constant or is it a normal constant? You only tell me.
Yeah, makes sense. Global constant.
So, see, you guys know the answers. Okay, what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to help you find out the answers actually. So, JavaScript is not difficult, it is damn simple. Okay, any more questions?
Makes sense. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I'm
No?
done.
All right. So, Dhaneshwar is next. Hi, Dhaneshwar.
Hello, so I have a very simple question regarding the installation. When I was trying to install,
Mhm.
referring to your document, that it says in the console, do you want to use TypeScript or JavaScript? But while I was trying to install the same, it did not give me that option whether I want to choose the JavaScript or TypeScript.
Yeah, because very recently, I think just 7 days back or something, Playwright have changed their installation process. Previously, okay, I hope you're able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, now if you see, okay, I'll scroll down. So I'll show you here. Just a sec, guys. Yeah, previously when we ran this command, npm init playwright at latest. Okay, so even this is something.
no, we cannot see your
We
screen.
cannot
It's
see your screen.
still we
Yeah.
can see it.
The
Oh,
console
oh, just a
is not
sec.
there.
Okay, I'll share my screen again. Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Yes, Piyush.
Okay,
Yes.
so very recently, just 3 or 4 days back, okay, whenever I ran this command, npm init playwright at latest, Playwright used to give us this option. Do you want to use TypeScript or JavaScript? Okay, so here it asks us. So if I press the down arrow key, then I can select JavaScript, but by default, it gives us TypeScript. But very recently, in the latest Playwright versions, which is 155 and 156, now they are not even giving this option. They are directly uh, creating TypeScript project. Okay, so it does not matter. Even if it is a TypeScript project, we can still use JavaScript. I hope that is also a question, Danishwar, right?
Yes, right.
Okay, so don't worry. So we are going to be learning TypeScript and JavaScript in a lot detail. So TypeScript is again very simple. If you are having your foundation clear, if you are having your concepts clear in JavaScript, TypeScript is a piece of cake. Very simple actually.
But if It will be installed with the TypeScript means the configuration file will be .ts, right? So
Exactly. So it means the configuration file would be .ts. But if you still want, you can still create your Playwright test cases in JavaScript also, like I was telling Nidhi actually. Yeah, you can still do it. That is totally your call. But ideally, you want to use TypeScript. Why? Because you want to find out errors quickly so that you're not wasting a lot of time in debugging silly issues. Any more questions?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to know what's the major difference in TypeScript and JavaScript. And the second thing is the Playwright is a framework, right? Or a tool.
Okay. So that's a pretty good one. So, okay. So your good name is Sai, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sai, your first question is, what is the difference between JavaScript and TypeScript? So, firstly, TypeScript is not a real programming language actually. So TypeScript is what? It is basically a wrapper around JavaScript because what really happens is whenever you are executing any TypeScript file, it is internally converted into a JavaScript file. Yes. Okay. And then only it gets executed. So why do I really need TypeScript? Eventually, if I want to run a JavaScript file only, it is because so that I can find out the errors quickly. As I was showing you in this particular demo, right? So if I try to access a variable that is not present in TypeScript file, TypeScript immediately shows me an error. But if I do the same in JavaScript, only after execution, then only JavaScript throws an error. Okay, so if you see this delayed error is something in JavaScript, while TypeScript gives me error quickly. That is the main benefit of using TypeScript. Okay, it helps me catch the errors quickly. We'll be seeing a tons of examples. For now, just understand that TypeScript is going to make your life a lot easier compared to JavaScript. You don't have to explicitly learn some new things about TypeScript. They are very, very similar. If you're learning JavaScript, 90% TypeScript you have anyways learned. Because
Okay.
every valid JavaScript code is valid TypeScript code. I hope that makes sense.
So you're giving you're teaching separately from basics JavaScript to and
Yeah,
also separately TypeScript. And
correct.
here we are learning only basics or advanced.
We are going to be learning basics and advanced, everything.
Okay. And the Playwright is a tool, right?
Yeah, now coming to your question, whether Playwright is a tool or what, okay? So let me show you something. So if I just search on Google, say Playwright, okay? Now, if I simply hit enter, okay? Now, let me show you something. So if I search for GitHub Playwright, what is GitHub Playwright? This is the official website of Playwright, okay? Now, what is it? If you see here, Playwright is an open source tool. A lot of people are confused between open source and free. Now, what is free? Right? Google Drive is free. Okay, Gmail is free. But is it open source? The answer is no. Why? I don't have access to their source code. Okay, now coming to Playwright. Playwright is open source. Playwright is free. Means I can see the code of Playwright. This is the live, real code of Playwright, which is Microsoft/Playwright. Now, coming to your question, is Playwright a tool or a framework? Now look at this documentation by Microsoft. They should tell you Playwright is not a tool. Selenium is a jar. Okay, Selenium comes with nothing. So Selenium comes with no reporting
Sorry?
lab. Are you able to hear me?
yeah,
Hello.
yes,
Your
Yeah.
voice break.
Yes.
I'm. Looks like Sai, you are having an issue. I think other people are able to hear me clearly.
yeah.
Is it?
Is
Is it?
Selenium is a jar, you said?
So Sai, your voice is breaking. I'm not sure what is the issue. There's an issue at your end. I'm not.
Jar, you said, right?
Yeah, I'm saying Selenium is just a jar. Jar is what do I mean? It is just a tool. It is not a framework. While Playwright is a full-fledged framework in itself. Okay, that is what Microsoft is telling. So Playwright is backed by Microsoft. So it is actually a framework, and we are going to be learning how to build it from scratch. Everything we're going to be learning in this particular project.
Okay, on a high level, what is a framework actually? It means it's like
Huh.
can we very high level.
Okay, so what is a framework? Now, imagine that I don't have a framework. Okay, now imagine I don't have a framework and there are, say, 5 people in my team. Okay, now if everybody wants to start writing without any framework, imagine without the framework, it will be a big chaos. It means now I'm writing JavaScript files. I may use semicolons. You may not use semicolons, right? I may need some test data for my test cases, right? What do I do without any framework? I'll create a test data sheet right within my test case. And in your case, maybe you can create a separate test data folder, right? And then you can write all your test cases there. So without any proper framework, with no guidelines and all, it'll be a big chaos. It'll be a big mess. Your automation project is bound to fail. But with automation framework, it is all about setting some good practices. It is not just about the folder structure. A lot of people think framework is just the folder structure. No, framework is not just the folder structure, guys. It is way more than that. Framework is basically the mindset. Okay, it is basically the right thought process, how to organize my code, how to write code in the best programming practices, how to write clean code, not repeatable, not duplicable. Okay, you want to write the code in the most cleanest manner. Okay, most simplest code. Okay, so we'll be talking about what is framework in much detail actually in the framework topic. For now, just understand that framework is going to make your life a lot easier, because why everybody's following the same guidelines. Without the framework, everybody is doing my own way. Okay, say Sai is working her own way, Piyush is working his own way. Without a proper guidelines, any framework in place, it'll be a big mess. You don't want to do it. Hopefully, at least you are getting some idea about the framework, at least for now.
No, I assumed actually it was a modular structure or it's like a folder structure only. Framework means.
Framework is not just a folder structure. So that is something beginners understand. Don't worry, we'll be talking about this framework in a lot detail actually. That see, this course is not just about Playwright. This course is all about uh, becoming an SDET actually. That is what my core process is. I want to share my entire thought process, what I've developed in these 19 and a half years. Okay, that is what I'll be sharing with you all. Okay.
And it said open source and free, no? Open source means coding will be, I mean, sorry, that will be given, right? You said
Yeah.
the lat.
Okay, so I'll tell you. So open source means what? Like you keep on hearing this term, this particular software is open source, this particular software is free. Free means we all understand. Free means I don't have to pay even a single amount of money. So do I need to pay money for using Playwright? No. Do I need to pay money for using Instagram or Gmail? The answer is no. Now, another question. Do I can I see the actual Gmail code what they have written? Simple question. Can I see the actual Instagram code, what those people have written? The answer is no. I don't have access to their source code. Okay. That is the meaning of open source. Okay. Now, coming to Playwright, this is the actual Playwright code. If you want to see how Playwright code is actually written, you can go inside these folders. You can see what they have done. Go into this packages folder, go into the utils folder. You can find out, say, what is the actual real code of Playwright, what the developers have written. That is the meaning of open source. And if you want, you can even become a contributor. Yes, you can do it, right? If you see how many contributors are there, 657 contributors are there. If you want, you can be a contributor. Yes, if you have good knowledge. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, and the last one is we are giving assignments and projects, real-time projects. You're putting in experience, and we are doing end-to-end project, right?
Yeah, real-time projects, so that whatever we are learning together, right, you are kind of reinforcing your learning. Without practicing, actually, it's of no use actually. Why? Without practice, you will forget everything.
Mm.
Okay, so you want to practice. Okay,
No,
so
project is also
yeah,
required right, after the course, like in end-to-end, we have to do and put it in resume, right?
absolutely. Right. So we'll make sure that you will get good confidence that you have done something end to end. That is exactly what we'll be doing.
No, it's project will be given, right? I mean, you are trained in the real-time on project, right? In the course, that's what.
Absolutely. That is what I'm telling actually. So I'll be giving you lots of assignments. We'll be doing a lot of things together. Plus, we'll be taking some very tricky websites to automate. Like, I'm not sure whether you were there yesterday. Like I was sharing yesterday that there are some very tricky websites that we'll be actually taking. There you can even tell your interviewers. Okay, so I'll tell you something. Whenever interviewer asks you something, he simply tells you, can you please introduce yourself? That is the time wherein you can make or break the deal. Why? A lot of people simply say, this is what I have done. That is a very silly answer that you can give to the interviewer. What you really want to tell the interviewer is, what is a problem that you have solved in your organization? If you're an automation tester, what is the problem that you have solved? If you're a manual tester, what are the things that you have actually helped your organization to grow? That is the answer he's looking from you. Okay, but what do we tell us? This is what I did. I was a part of this team. I was a part of that team. This is what I did. No, no, no. He's not interested in doing all that. He's interested in also knowing how you are really making an impact, how you can separate from other candidates. Okay, it is all about communication. Okay, so you want to practice and rehearse your answer. What you I would suggest to the candidates is, especially in the case of interviewer, okay, record your answer, listen to it again. You will find out the flaws actually. Nobody does it, but it's a very powerful technique. While you are actually telling the interviewer, record your answer. Very powerful technique. 99% people have not done it. This is a very powerful technique.
No, why I asked is because we can't tell general any, for example, Make My Trip or any free websites if we do here in the course, and to put it in a resume, we should put a valid project so that in that way they should believe it. So in that way, I was asking, we can't put some free automation websites and
I totally understand that. So interviewer will not ask you what all projects you have worked. It is all about your confidence. Okay. If you have actually have good amount of confidence that you have really worked on good projects, you can tell your interviewer that these are the projects that I've really worked upon, because that is something you can really showcase to your interviewer.
no,
And interviewer, correct. I totally agree.
in our projects we should put some valid one, right? Which applications we automated. That part I am telling.
Yes, I totally understand. And this is something we'll make sure we'll do it. Yeah, so somebody wants to leave. Yeah, you can. So so Mariano, you can leave. So this is all about people asking me questions. And if you have any questions, you can stay back, or else you can join tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Okay.
Okay, sir. I think this is fine, and let please go slow. I think when while speaking it was fast or coaching. Please go a little slow.
Definitely. I'll keep a note of it. So yes, I'll try to accommodate maximum people. Okay. So yes, I'll try to keep it a little slow
Thank
for
you,
sure.
sir.
Yeah. No worries.
It is quite personal, but of course, can you enable your video? It should be more interactive.
Oh yes, I can certainly do that as well. So yes, from tomorrow, if you want, I can certainly keep my video on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
But the point is, video is kind of very distracting at times. Okay, but yes, tomorrow what I'll do is like I'll start with my video so that you guys can see me that whether I'm really Piyush. Okay, right? And okay,
Okay, one more question. Like,
yes, please.
if I install the Playwright with a default installation like a TypeScript, so the
Right.
configuration file extension will be .ts.
Exactly.
So, when I create the test file, can
Hmm.
I make use of .js and run the execution?
.js file. Exactly. That is what I was saying actually. Yes, you can still do it. So I hope you are still able to see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you see here, I'm on the test folder. What is this file? Example.spec.ts. So that is your question. Now, can I
Mm.
change it to .js? That is what you are asking, right?
Yes.
Yes, I can. Now, can I run it? The answer is yes, I can. So what do? Go to the terminal, right? Control L to clear. Up arrow key, simply hit enter. Let us see. See, it is still running your test case, even though it is a JavaScript file. So is it allowed? The answer is yes. And your test is still passed. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, one more question. Like, there are default settings in .ts file, right? Config.ts. Like,
Correct.
if I change any settings, will it applicable to the JS also?
Okay, yes. So see, these are the global settings for your entire Playwright project. Okay, it has nothing to do with JavaScript or TypeScript. So
Okay.
whatever you are changing here, it is
Mm.
applicable to your entire project. I hope that makes sense.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yes. And okay, somebody has even started to call me actually. So even the class is not over. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyone?
Piyush, there is an extension for Playwright. How different is from, we can say that as a tool or framework?
Okay. So which particular extension you're talking about? Okay, I'm not sure why people are calling me again and again. Okay, just a sec, guys. Let me stop my WhatsApp. I don't know why people are calling me right in the middle of a meeting. Okay, I've closed it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, in the extension that we have seen that yesterday, it was showing Playwright. There is
Okay,
a
let me open
tool.
it. Just a sec. See, you're talking about this extension, Playwright
Yeah.
Test of Code, right?
Yeah, is this a framework or it's just a plugin?
It is just a plugin. It is basically a small plugin that is developed by Microsoft only, so that you can run your test cases right inside the VS Code, even without the command line. Okay, like one option is I've shown you, you can run your test cases from the command prompt by
Yeah.
running like this, right? Second option is you can come to this testing icon. Okay, now because you have installed this extension, you see this option. You see, you can
Okay.
run your
Okay.
test cases from here also because of this extension. That's it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Any more questions, guys?
Yeah, so I have another question. So it's related to the installation only. So there is a some as you showed us before at latest Playwright, right? To install the and then
Okay, you're talking
we
about,
have a command line, right? npm init. Yes, Playwright at latest.
yeah.
So as you said, if we have to if we want to take the code from the repository project code, and if we for that we need to run npm install, only npm install, not this
Yeah.
command line, right?
You want to run this command only when you're trying something from scratch. This is only for your learning purpose. In your office, you will not do this. Why? You already have a Playwright project from scratch. Somebody has already created it. You don't want to run it again. In your office, you want to run this command, npm install, because you already have a folder structure already ready. So what is the meaning of npm install? You are basically telling JavaScript that VS Code, I want you to basically go to npm.js and fetch all these packages or dependencies from npmjs.com, fetch it and store it inside node modules so that I can use Playwright, so that I can use other packages locally. That is the meaning. Hope it makes sense.
Makes sense. Okay.
Absolutely. Any more
Thank you.
questions? No worries, guys.
Hi Piyush, could you please share the installation document that which you showed?
So, Kadeep, okay, so I already have a number. What I'll do is I'll share this installation document with you. So in this installation document, I have written everything. How to install VS Code, okay, how to install Node.js, everything is written. So it is quite easy actually. Everything, I've even written what we have to do. Click on the OK button. Everything is written. It's a pretty handy document. I'll share it with you on over WhatsApp.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Any more questions, guys?
Yeah, some of the projects in real time, like using Java. So how we can go ahead with the Java? Like
Java, you mean? I didn't get that. Come again,
yeah,
Desh?
instead of JavaScript, people are using Java as their scripting language for automation, UI automation
Okay.
with Playwright.
Talk Playwright with Java, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something a lot of people are not aware about, but let me tell you one thing. So yes, Playwright fully supports Python and Java, but Playwright itself is developed in JavaScript. So Playwright has a fantastic compatibility when it comes to Node.js. When I say Node.js, it means both JavaScript and TypeScript. So any latest feature that Playwright comes up with, it is automatically supported in both JavaScript and TypeScript. Now, when I talk about Java and Python, other languages, okay, now these new features are not there with Java and Python, at least for the next 2 or 3 months. Okay, so these languages usually have to catch up, okay, for next 2 or 3 months. So yes, Java also supports Playwright, Python also supports Playwright, but when it comes to supporting all and every feature, their Java and Python lacks. Okay, so that is why a lot of companies actually require Playwright with JavaScript and TypeScript and not just Java and Python. And that is why we are even learning JavaScript and TypeScript actually, not just with Java. Yes, if you talk about Selenium, Selenium has a fantastic compatibility with Java. You will not hear about Selenium with JavaScript a lot, but you'll hear Selenium and Java very frequently. Why? Fantastic connectivity. Same thing with Playwright and JavaScript, TypeScript. Hope that answers the question, Harish.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello?
All right. Yes, please. Sai. Yes, I.
Yeah. So sir, any kind of assignment or a program, if you're stuck with it or installation, whatever. So how do we get assist? Because like next day, if you take a class and after that, many people will be there for doubt sessions. How will
Correct. Correct. Yeah. So what I would suggest is like, so if you're getting this kind of issue, right, you can post on the WhatsApp group. You can even send me a personal WhatsApp. Don't worry. If you are getting stuck somewhere, I'll make sure I'll help you. Okay. So this is something you will not get it much most often. So I know what kind of issues people usually face. So I've written those things actually in the document itself. But if you still are facing issues, don't worry. I will help you. I won't let you wait till the next class. Don't worry.
Okay, thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Piyush, will you post that document in the WhatsApp group?
I was waiting actually if somebody wants. Okay. Yes, I'll now do it.
Okay.
I'll post it. But Naresh, I'm not sure which WhatsApp group you're a part of because there are so many WhatsApp groups. Actually, I'm not sure. So
Otherwise, is it possible to attach in the chat itself?
I'm not sure actually. So okay, what I would suggest is like so, and you can take out my number because I've usually posted on all the WhatsApp groups. Just ping me there. I will send you this WhatsApp. Naresh. Okay, I'll remember your name. I'll
Thank
send you.
Yeah, that's true. There are a couple of actually WhatsApp groups. So
Yeah.
when we are actually finalizing the class, so if we have
Exactly.
only one group,
Yes.
that would be great.
Yeah, exactly. Once people are enrolled, we'll be creating one final group wherein all of them would be stayed in that particular WhatsApp group. So it is easy, very easy to communicate.
So
Okay.
daily it takes only 1 hour means it's like 3 months as a session total course.
No, what I have seen is like it is going to take at least 2 months. Okay, but it can go up to maybe 2.5 months. It depends. So as I've told you, whatever topics I want to cover, I want to make sure that it has to be done. It doesn't really matter whether it takes 2.5 months or maybe 2 months or few days. Doesn't really matter. If you'll keep on see, if people ask me questions, I will not tell them to stop, right? So sometimes they can be a variable. So it depends.
Hmm.
Any more questions?
Otherwise, is it possible 1.5 hour per day?
We
Yeah.
can. We can. If people are not killing me by saying Piyush, you are boring us to death. So we can actually.
I think if you are comfortable, we can make it by 8:30 p.m. because 8:30 to 10 o'clock means it's, I mean,
Okay. You're saying from that perspective. Okay,
yeah.
8 because some of the professionals are working in different kind of shifts. And they usually get free by 8 or 8:15 only. And they are specifically requesting some buffer time so that they can have their dinner and they can be ready.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so if I try to accommodate everyone, I think 9 p.m. is a good time. Yes, I was initially thinking about 8:30 also, but some people especially reached out to us saying that Piyush, no, 8:30.
Otherwise, we will make it 9 to 10:15 session, then followed by the Q&A.
Yeah, something we can certainly do it as per the see, this course is for you actually. So as per the majority, we will go by the majority. As simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are
Make it 9 p.m. IST only, please. Thank you.
okay. Any more questions?
Can we ask the questions while you are demoing the same
Okay.
time or end of the demo?
Okay, so Ravi Teja, this is something what we have seen is the best way would be when I'm in the flow, it can interrupt me and it can interrupt others as well. So the best way would be maybe we can open up a window maybe after 20 minutes or so. Suppose if I'm explaining a particular concept, that time I would request you can just wait, okay, for this particular concept to be over. Then I'll usually ask because this is my habit actually. After covering any topic, I usually ask people, is there any question? Do you want to ask me something? That is your opportunity for you to ask. Or meanwhile, you can write down your question. Okay. And if there is something that is currently blocking you, you can even post in the chat. So Zoom has this fantastic feature wherever you're posting anything on chat, if you're raising your hands, immediately I see this. Like I still see Sai has raised a hand. That is what I see. I hope that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. But don't worry, I'll never discourage people from asking questions. You can always ask your questions.
Yeah, I think we should take course 1.5 hour only. I think that would make better.
Okay.
Then the rest of it Q&A can follow. I think 1.5 is quite good, I think.
Okay. So we'll go by the majority actually. As simple as that. Ultimately, you guys should feel you're getting the maximum value out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Moreover,
So
we don't have sessions on Saturday and Sunday, right? So only
At
5 days.
another weekend batch actually. So Saturday, Sunday is not possible only.
Okay. Right.
Or if you're looking for Saturday, Sundays also, you're a pretty good learner, man.
Yeah.
Not even
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Okay. That is good to hear. Okay, so looks like there are no more questions. Anyways, it is 10:45 now. Okay, so this is not something we'll keep a regular affair now. We'll try to end by time actually. Okay, so what we'll do is, so tomorrow we'll start sharp at 9. When I say 9, it is actually 8:55, 8:56 somewhere. Okay, so please do join on time. Try to revise, try to practice. What I'll do is I'll share all these notes, whatever we are covering. Okay, so these notes will actually help you prepare well. Okay, so revision is most important thing, guys. Okay, so trust me, if you're revising stuff, if you're doing all the assignments, okay, you will make sure that by the end of this course, you'll be in very strong situation. You can crack interviews. Not only you can crack interviews, you'll be ready to work in any real-time projects. That is the end goal. Ideally, our goal should not be to clear interviews. Interview clearing should be automatic. If our concepts are clear, if you are very solid with Playwright and JavaScript TypeScript concepts, interview clearing should be automatic. That is something your goal should be. Not just clearing interviews and then struggling in the projects. No, that is the worst situation to be in. Okay, so with this, let us end our class. And if you still have questions, feel free to ping me on WhatsApp. You can ping me on the WhatsApp channel, whatever. Okay, so Lokesh is saying I'm okay with 90-minute session. Okay, right. So
Piyush,
You give it in the email or link, no, sir. Anyone who is the organizer for the subject, because in the WhatsApp and all we can't have notes, right?
okay, yes. So what we'll do is what I'll do is I'll create a drive link, okay, and I'll be
Mm.
posting all the notes in that same drive link. And once you people are enrolled, I'll be sharing all those notes in that WhatsApp channel. Okay.
That
Yeah.
should make sense because see in WhatsApp and all it will be memory loaded. If we keep a drive mail
Yeah,
it,
I'm
there will
saying.
be organizer, right? No, I meant to say in Isha Foundation there will be organizer, right? So
Hmm.
each organizer can collect the student's email ID and they should post it actually every day's record. That is how the system goes, right? In other coaching centers.
Yes, absolutely. So they have a very structured approach. So don't worry about all these things. So they have a very structured approach and they will make sure that everything is going to be done successfully.
Yeah, they can put it in a link, a drive, and send it all to any our emails, respective emails.
Yes. We can do this or I can even share it. So whatever works best, actually. Ultimately, it should be easy for you guys. You guys should not be stressful about all these silly things. But yeah, point taken, actually, Sai. Thank you so much for sharing this.
Piyush, I just want to tell you that I need the recordings right after the session because it's 10 o'clock for me in the morning here.
Oh.
So I can utilize the whole daytime to just go back and check on the recordings. So if you send me like your morning, it will be night for me, so I don't have time to practice. So yeah, it will be good if you guys send me.
Okay. So point taken. Okay, let me stop the